Hello everyone, it's February 1st and it's time for your top 5 to stay alive. Shall we begin? You know what, the holidays are over, a new year has begun, but it feels like deja vu all over again. The feds are pushing more jabs at us, businesses are shutting down again, and everybody seems to be running around like their hair is on fire. And you know what happens when you get stressed out? Out pops a cold sore. The herpes virus that causes cold sores is an opportunistic one, and it preys upon you when your defenses are down. The last thing you want to do right now is to go to a doctor's office to get a prescription. But you also don't want to leave the house with one of those fever blisters on your face. Fortunately, there's a natural cold sore alternative that's both cheap and easy to get. Here's what you need to have on hand before one breaks out. Lysine. It's a protein building block known as an amino acid. It's considered an essential amino acid because our bodies can't make it on their own. So we need to get it from outside source. And for decades, it's been known to quash the herpes simplex 1, or better known as HSV1 virus. You know, the nasty bugger that's the culprit behind cold sores. HSV1 is especially insidious because you could be infected with it and not even know it. That's how people innocently pass it to each other. As many as 1 out of 2 folks between the ages of 14 and 19 are carriers of this type of herpes. But once you get it, it never goes away. That's why your first cold sore is never gonna be your last. Fortunately, lysine could hold the key to stopping a cold sore outbreak before it starts, or even helping to remedy one that's already in full swing. In one study, a topical lysine-based cream helps shorten the duration of a cold sore outbreak from 21 days, which is typical, to just 6 days. This amino acid helps slam the brakes on the replication of the herpes virus. And if a virus can't replicate, it can't wreak havoc on your health. It works by interfering with the action of another amino acid called arginine. HSV requires the presence of arginine to thrive, so lysine suppresses HSV by choking its supply. You can find lysine in certain foods like meats, fish, and dairy, but in order to make a difference in your cold sore outbreaks, you need to get this amino acid in a different way. L-lysine supplements are available from quality makers at your local health food store, and research shows that it may require as much as 3 grams per day to make a noticeable difference. You may want to also look into topical lysine-based lip balms and ointments, which is kind of like taking the immediate gratification route. Keep in mind that herpes virus tends to rear its ugly head when your immune system is compromised, so keeping your immune system in check as strong as possible is another way to keep a cold sore attack at bay. Arginine is found in CardioForLIfe, does not cause cold sores. It's a misconception. But if you are susceptible to outbreaks, then I recommend taking 500 milligrams of lysine every day. Separate it from CardioForLIfe by a couple hours because one negates the other one. And if one of those cold sores rears its ugly head, I recommend stopping the CardioForLIfe temporarily, taking 1,000 milligrams of lysine 3 times per day at the first sign of that outbreak, and it is usually gone within 48 hours. Topic number 2. Well, the American diet is full of deadly toxins to the point where those who follow it are being slowly poisoned every day, a little at a time. This secret poison is taking place in plain sight, and it can lead directly to conditions that could take your life, like heart attack, stroke, or cancer, not to mention other issues that could ruin your life, like chronic pain, digestive disorders, metabolic syndrome, chronic inflammation, and much, much more. But I've got a way to eliminate just about every toxin you eat, better love every meal, and enjoy the best health of your life. And best of all, it's not a diet you go bananas with in January and then quit by February 1st. Remember, when the TV dinner seemed like the greatest invention since sliced bread, pull back that foil, shove it in the oven, out popped a multi-course feast an hour later. It was supposed to taste like the future, the ultimate new food for us space-age families, the Jensens. What we got instead was a mess. Bland and soggy meals that were too hot in one spot, too cold in another. They don't call them TV dinners anymore, and they take minutes instead of an hour. And now frozen meals and all other processed foods are loaded with toxic chemicals that add flavor, color, and texture, as well as preservatives to ensure they can last for years. New studies show how those same chemicals in your diet could destroy your health. A new report out of Italy finds the sad truth behind what those ultra-processed meals could do, including the risk of a second and often fatal heart attack or stroke by 66% and death from all causes by 40%. Ready for the most chilling part of this study? The risk was the same regardless of the nutritional content, meaning you could face this danger even if your diet consists of supposedly healthy processed meals. That's not all. Now, even if processed foods don't kill you, they could make you feel so bad you wish you were dead. Take, for instance, monosodium glutamate, better known as MSG, for instance. It's best known as the Chinese food additive responsible for the infamous headaches some people get after takeout. Now the latest research finds it's not the Chinese food and not just your run-of-the-mill headache. The study on mice bred with human gene responsible for migraines finds that glutamate from MSG can slip into the brain and create a glutamate plume that explodes between the neurons to trigger the headaches. And God only knows what else it's doing there. MSG isn't as easy to spot as you think. They now know many people avoid it, so they sneak it under other names, such as yeast extract, autolyzed yeast, glutamic acid, and more. Google can help you find all the possible names for MSG, and I'm still not done yet. I'll bet you've never heard of carboxymethylcellulose. Heck, say that 3 times fast. Heck, I had to look it up myself. That's how they like slipping stuff into your food no one's ever heard of until your eyes glaze over. They'd rather you not get too interested because then you might learn what it does. In this case, carboxymethylcellulose is an emulsifier put in processed foods for the texture and as a preservative. Once you eat it, however, new research finds it can rip through your digestive tract, alter the bacteria to increase the levels of microbes linked to colon cancer, metabolic syndrome, inflammation, ulcerative colitis, and more. Obviously, avoid all of these ingredients wherever they're found. But that's tricky, isn't it? You need a magnifying glass and a scientific dictionary just to make it through the supermarket. Here's a better plan. Avoid all packaged and processed foods and stick to the fresh stuff. You bet. Topic number 3. How many years have you spent wearing knee and back braces, popping ibuprofen, and taking every prescription painkiller under the sun, hoping for a little relief? And during all those years, I'm betting no doctor ever told you about a secret weapon against back pain and even crippling arthritis. Trust me, that's exactly the way the drug companies want it. Painkillers are a billion-dollar business, and Big Pharma will do anything to keep you in the dark about natural cures. But 2,300 years ago, one of the greatest military leaders the world has ever known didn't have a drug company sales rep beating down his door, buying him lunch. He had another trick up his sleeve, one that's remained nearly hidden for more than 2,000 years. This great conqueror's armies relied on special herb, one practically unknown in America, to treat battlefield injuries and erase even the worst pain. And you can get your hands on this same secret right now if you know where to look. Comfrey is a special type of herb that grows all over the world, especially in Europe. And it's one of the greatest natural pain relievers ever discovered. Alexander the Great's military physicians relied on comfrey to patch up wounded soldiers and relieve their pain, and it was even used by the ancient Romans to treat injured chariot riders. Comfrey was standard pain reliever around the world for hundreds of years, but it's been practically forgotten about today. But some pioneer scientists are still trying to get the word out on comfrey, and their research has been jaw-dropping. One study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine looked at more than 120 people with severe back pain. Applying a topical comfrey extract erased their pain by a whopping 95% in just 5 days. What would it mean to have 95% of your pain gone in less than a week? 2 other studies on serious knee pain found the same results. Most patients ditched their pain in just a few days. Comfrey works to naturally fight inflammation, and it contains a powerful compound called allantoin that helps to repair muscles, cartilage, tendons, and bones. But this is one natural herb you don't want to take orally. Your best bet is to use a topical Comfrey product, which you should have no problem finding online. There you go. Topic number 4. Recently, we heard the oldest living person in the U.S., Thelma Sutcliffe, passed away at the age of 115. My prayers go out to her surviving family. Now, most of us will never reach that age, and some of us may not want to, but it's perfectly normal to want to live as long as you can while staying independent and finding joy in the little things. Nobody wants to be taken before they're ready to go. Fortunately, staying out of an early grave doesn't necessarily require taking a longevity pill or taking on any expensive or difficult to follow routines. In fact, according to the latest research, doing one simple thing can make all the difference. A brand new study reveals something shocking about the dietary habits of folks who skirt death. I'm talking about mortality from heart events, cancer, even a stroke. But that's not all, because in this latest meta-analysis, this one factor also influenced the risk of death for any and all causes. You know what it is? It's eating peppers. Not just any peppers, sorry green bell pepper, but the hot kind of pepper known as chili peppers, which the study determined to also include black pepper and chili sauce and oil. Now, I know it sounds too good to be true, but this study comes out of Cleveland Clinic, one of the top world-class research organizations and home to some of the best minds in science. The study authors found that chili pepper eating subjects' relative risk of mortality was significantly reduced compared to those who rarely or never consume chili peppers. The secret ingredient in chili peppers appears to be a compound known as capsaicin. Research shows how it can be a powerful tool against cancer and for supporting heart health, in addition to starving off specific diseases. Capsaicin also appears to promote living longer by maximizing metabolism, optimizing mitochondria function, and targeting sirtuins like SIRT1, which helps repair DNA and extends telomere length. Telomeres are the little caps that keep the ends of your DNA strands from unraveling, and according to research, the longer they are, the longer you live. Unfortunately, the science is still a little vague on this, which means we don't yet know exactly how much chili pepper to eat over the period of time in order to move the needle significantly. But there's no harm in adding a little extra heat into your diet now, especially if you've been one of those never pepper folks like me. Besides, chili pepper in its various forms is a staple of the Mediterranean diet, a time-tested approach to eating that's all been scientifically shown to help extend longevity. You can also try skipping the fresh peppers, thank you, and go straight to the active ingredient by taking a capsaicin supplement. There you have it. Yeah, my whole family, my son, daughters, they all love hot stuff. For some reason, not me. And finally, topic number 5. As reported by the CDC, here are some of the U.S. deaths by year and the change from the previous year. In 2017, 2,818,503 Americans died. Year 2018, 2,839,205 deaths, which is a upgrade of 20,702 from the previous year. In 2019, 2,855,000 deaths, 16,300 more than the previous year. The year of the pandemic, year 2020, 2,913,144 deaths reported, 57,640 more than the previous year, 2019. But wait, there were 0 deaths from COVID-19 during 2018 and 2019, and jumped from 2019 was only 57,641 deaths. I've been told that COVID is responsible now for over 400,000 deaths in 2020. Shouldn't the 2020 number be a heck of a lot higher? So the question becomes, how many people died of COVID and how many died of other causes with COVID? I don't have the numbers for 2021, but I am sure it will only prove my point, and that is there appears to be a very well orchestrated plan or unimaginable set of events that just fell into place with the United States front and center. You tell me, scare people with a virus, force them to wear masks, and place them in quarantine. Count the number of dead every second of every day in every news headline. By the way, 99.8% of the people who get the virus recover. About 1 to 0.2% who get the virus die. Most all of them have other medical problems. Did you catch that? Less than 0.5%. Yet we have been forced to close businesses with 35 million people are instantly unemployed, remove entertainment and prohibit recreation, close parks, gyms, bars, restaurants, sports, no dating, no touching, isolate people, dehumanize them, close temples and churches, prohibit worship, create a vacuum and let depression, anxiety, hopelessness, and desperation set in. Then ignite hatred and civil unrest, creating civil war. Empty the prisons because of the virus and fill the streets with criminals. Send in Antifa and Black Lives Matter to vandalize property as if they are freedom fighters. Undermine the law, riot, loot, and burn, attack all law enforcement, but tell government to order a stand down. Then, on top of all this, defund law enforcement and abolish police. We are all being played by those who want to destroy America. This is how to destroy a nation from within and in very short order. Will it work? I guess that depends on you and me and depends on voting in the midterm and 2024 for sure. Is this Biden's fault? Heck no. He's not smart enough to lead this attack and most definitely incompetent enough to resist it from those around him. So there we have it. By the way, I have a new hat. This is what I put my faith in. I don't know if you can see it, but it is in God we trust. There's a verse in the Bible that I live by. It says, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, and boy, we are wicked, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. We live in a time where, I don't know, our country was founded upon godly ideas, and you know what, our founding fathers were all Christians, and we're being led away from that, and it's really sad, but I trust in God. All right, let's go to testimonials. Thank God for Dr. Harry Elwardt and his products and his love for humanity. I had blood clots in my lungs and legs, which caught me by surprise. I was getting ready to start training hard for a no-gi jiu-jitsu tournament and then go back to freestyle wrestling veteran nationals. My primary doctor sent me to a blood specialist who told me I have factor V Leiden from one parent, and then told me the worst news. You have to be on Xarelto for the rest of your life unless you want to risk dying. No alternatives, no other options, nothing. As COVID-19 came about, I started to research the medical industry and how J.D. Rockefeller, in my opinion, destroyed the medical and health industry via pharmaceuticals, which are all petroleum-based. I lost hope for about a year and a half and then decided to start researching on my own for alternatives. I discovered the amazing discovery, nitric oxide, and what effects this has in preventing and getting rid of blood clots. Xarelto does not get rid of blood clots, and the side effects and potential internal bleeding are totally unacceptable in my opinion. Dr. Harry actually called me and in addition gave me great advice on other products. God bless Dr. Harry. He's a very humble servant of the Lord and amazing doctor. Well, thanks for that, SB. After 2 months of using CardioForLIfe, most of the tingling in my feet has disappeared and getting better even as I type this. CardioForLIfe also replaces 40 milligrams of Crestor. That's a lot. I was taking every day. Thank you very much. Well, thanks for that, Doug. And here's one. Incredible life-changing product for me. I have had my heart monitored multiple times for arrhythmic issues. Using CardioForLIfe has kept me off medication and monitors. I can't give it enough stars. I have also tried several other products. Each does exactly what it claims. Dr. Harry has his stuff together. I have recommended this product to family and friends and loved ones as it is a staple for life. Well, thanks for that, Bryce. And here's one. I found CardioForLIfe online and had been looking for something for my health after having 3 heart attacks. I had been having bad pain across my back and in my jaw and having to use nitro just about every day. Decided to try CardioForLIfe and it works. Since starting this product, I no longer get these pains and I'm not using nitro. I ran out of it a couple of days and all these symptoms came back, plus the nitro was back in use. Once I got back on the product, all is well again. I am also a diabetic and have severe neuropathy in my feet and leg cramps that would keep me awake up at night. No neuropathy or leg cramps while taking the CardioForLIfe. Dr. Harry has been great, also always there to answer your questions and so kind. Will continue to use this product. I am 81. Wow. And have tried others. No results. Thank you for that, Robert. Oh, boy. Well, that wraps up our top 5 to stay alive for Remember, in God we trust. And until next time, God bless you all. And God bless America. Thanks. Good night.